Even though our lives suck, everyone must have thought that they would be in a world where they can be an exceptional personality and have the superpowers in which no one can match them. If so, then I am here to bring you 10 best anime just like that. So without further delay, let's get started. On number 10, we have Choyoyo. High school prodigy have it easy even in another world. The series revolve around 7 high school students who are internationally renowned for their exceptional abilities. One day, they survive a plane crash only to find themselves in a medieval fantasy world called Frejagard. In this world, two human races live side by side in a somewhat feudal society. The Bioma, who possess animal features and formidable strength, and the Hyuma, who possess limited magical aptitude. After being rescued by a Bioma named Vinoa and her adopted elven daughter, Reul, the group decided to repay the people of Elim village by using their advanced skills and knowledge to revolutionize the village and its culture. On number 9, we have Do You Love Your Mom and her two-hit multi-target attacks. The story goes like Masato Osuki is a teenager who is usually annoyed by his overly doting mother Mamako. One day, both got transported into a fantasy-themed game. Masato tried his hardest to show his power inside the game, flustered by the fact that his mother possesses much higher status. Thus, she can easily defeat all opponents with her twin swords, leaving little room for him to act. On their way, they befriend three girls who join their party as they take quests inside the game. They later discover that it was originally designed to help strengthen the bonds between parents and their children. On number 8, we have I've been killing slimes for 300 years and maxed out my level. Aizawa Azusa, 29 years old, office lady who always lived for work, worked herself to death. After death, she met a goddess who told her that she will grant her one wish plus she will reincarnate her to another world. Azusa quickly wished for immortality. After her wish was granted, Azusa found herself on a mountain surrounded by greenery. She saw an empty house and decided to live in there. After that, Azusa registered herself to the Adventurer Guild and started living her daily life by killing slime every day. 300 years passed. One day, Azusa decided to check her stats, but then she found that her stats is high enough to take down the dragon. On number 7, we have the 8th son. Are you kidding me? Shingo Ichinomiya was once a single Japanese salaryman until the day that he fell asleep and woke up in a magical fantasy world as a young boy named Wendelon von Benno Baumeister, the 8th son of the noble Baumeister family. Due to his family being poor, Wendelon is unlikely to inherit anything from his father, as the family's noble title, wealth and possession will go to his eldest brother Kurt, while the rest of his brothers leave the succession to find income by other means. He looks through his father's library and finds a magical testing orb which glows with rainbow colors when he activates it, proving he has an ability to use magic. Alfred, a former court wizard turned restless undead, senses his magical powers and decided to teach Wendelon everything he knows about magic. Thanks to Alfred, Wendelon becomes a skilled swordsman and mage, leading him to become a famous adventurer known throughout the kingdom. On number 6, we have Kemonomichi. Genzo Shibata is a famous pro wrestler known in the world of wrestling as the Animal Mask. The night of the match for the title of world champion, he suddenly teleported into a fantasy world by a princess who asked him to act as a beast killer and free the kingdom from the evil beast infesting its forest. However, Genzo is also a true animal lover and he immediately refuses the order. knocking out the princess with a German suplex and leaving the castle. Alone in a new world, Genzo sides very soon with a wolf girl Shigure, joining alongside her to the local guide and starting a new career as a beast hunter. However, instead of killing them, his goal is to befriend and capture as many monsters as possible in order to realize his greatest dream, become the owner of a pet shop. On number 5, we have In Another World with My Smartphone. The story goes like our main character, 15 years old Toya Mochizuki, has died mistakenly by the hand of God. The god summoned him and told him that he died by mistake, but it is impossible to send him back to his original world. So God told him that I will send you to a different world, and as a compensation, you can wish for whatever you want to take to that world. Not after much thinking, our main character said that he just wants to be able to use his smartphone in that world. The god grants his wish, and that smartphone became very powerful magical tool which inscribed many magical spell, and God also make his body very tough. That means in that world he is literally invincible. On number 4 we have Arfureta from the commonplace to world's strongest. Hajime Nagumo is bullied by his classmates for his relationship with the class idol Kaori. When he and the rest of his class are transported to a fantasy world, all of his classmates get powerful magical abilities while Hajime only gains basic alchemical magic to transmute solid materials, a common ability usually found in craftsmen and smiths. During dungeon raid, he is betrayed by one of his classmates and dropped to the bottom of the dungeon. He survives the fall and creates weapons to escape the dungeon and become stronger. On his journey, he meets with the imprisoned vampire Yue and later is joined by bunny-haired Shea, the perverted dragon Tio, and others. On number 3, we have Kenjano Majo, a regular office worker after stressing out of the office when returning home was hit by the truck and died immediately. But his surprise, he turned into a baby in another world and was lying in a carriage which was destroyed by the bandits. But luckily, a magician who was at the scene picked him up and raised him as his own grandchild. After growing up, he became exceptionally good at magic, but his powers were too much for even an entire nation to handle. So he decided to attend the Magic Academy in the kingdom to keep low profile. On his way, he befriended with two girls after rescuing them from some creeps. After he established a club which later became kingdom's biggest asset in power. On second number, we have How Not to Summon a Demon Lord. Takuma Sakamoto, a shut-in who spends his every day playing games. In-game, his player Diablo, also called as the True Demon Lord, is invincible because of his treasures and gears. But one day he was mysteriously transported into the very same game he was playing as his own character Diablo. There he saw two girls standing in front of him, one a elf whose name is Shera Greenwood and a demi-human whose name is Rem. They performed the summoning ritual with the enslavement magic to make a Diablo submit to them, but unexpectedly the enslavement collar cast upon those two. Now the Diablo and those two join hands to figure out to break the effects of the enslavement ritual. And finally, on number 1, we have Cautious Hero. There's always a saying that you can't be too cautious. This saying fits very perfect with our story of this anime. In the realm of the gods, there was summit to decide who will summon and support a hero to save a world which is being ravaged by the Demon Lord and his forces. Restarte, a young goddess, was chosen to carry out this task. She summoned a young man, Ryujin Seiya, as a hero to save the world. But she has no idea that this hero is very strong but ridiculously cautious. He always uses his strongest attacks to fight the monsters like slime. Even after defeating his enemies, he pulverized their corpses so that they can't be revived. And he always buy over medical herbs and potions just to be safe. His policy is to don't play the game when there is even 1% chance of losing. So how will they save this world from Demon Lord and his forces?